Hello everyone, so I am sorry for that last video. I decided to upload it anyway because I didn't feel like saying all that stuff over again. But basically what happened with the last video is it got cut off because my phone battery got too low. So I have got my phone plugged in now and we're ready to go. So in the last video I was talking about my Pretty in Plaid dolls from 98, so this will be part 2 basically of my 1998 dolls. But this is basically all of them. So yeah, I was talking about this one and mentioning where I'd got her. So I actually got her from the same seller that sold me that one. And she had a haircut, and I had remembered seeing her when I got that one, and I left her behind. But fortunately, she was still there when I went back, like 5 or 6 months later. And so I wound up getting her. And later on, I wound up finding her dress, which is really cool. And then we have my 3 Princess Barbies from 1998. So, story behind her is when I was 12, I got this doll for Christmas from my friend Tiffany when she gave me a bunch of her dolls. I do not have that doll anymore, but I remember Tiffany always saying that she thought this doll was made of porcelain when she first got her. And I can understand why, because if you can tell how matte the color is of the doll's vinyl, it looks very matte, so it's kind of like a ceramic look to it. So yeah, but she has they have really pretty faces. And I remember, like, she instantly became, like, one of my favorite Barbies. She actually comes in the same dress that the Rapunzel Barbie came in from the second one. There we go. See, look at how, like, I don't want to say her eyes look watery, but, like, her irises are, like, like gems to me. She has all that, like, lighting in her irises, and then she actually has, like, pink and blue details in her irises. She has, like, shimmery eyeshadow, really pretty. So, yeah, she has the same exact dress that the re-release Rapunzel doll from, I think, 1998 had. So, yeah. But I remember getting that doll for Christmas, and she was really nostalgic. So back in 2010, I got this one from the same seller that sold me her, so I got them both together, and I couldn't believe I finally had her in my collection. And then this one, I actually wound up finding her at the Goodwill, I believe. No, I take that back. I'm not sure I found her at the Goodwill. I think this one I found at the Goodwill, like, later on. I think I found her at the flea market with a bunch of other dolls, and she was in a baggie with other dolls, so I got a second one. And then I wound up, no, actually I did find her at the Goodwill. This one I found back in 2015. So yeah, I found her at the Goodwill in 2013, I believe. Yeah. And then I found her in 2015. So yeah, I have 3 of them. And then we move on to my 2 Sleeping Beauty dolls, and they actually have eyes that open and close. Sometimes it's hard to get the eyes to open and close, but yeah, you can see that they open and close. So I got her, I want to say I got her from the thrift store. Yeah, I got her from the thrift store in 2015, I think. I don't remember. I remember getting her at a thrift store, and she still had her crown and everything, but she was naked. So there's her, and then I found this one at a thrift store called Thrift Giant. There was actually 2 of them in the area that I was living in. And the reason that she has pink hair is she actually, I actually took off my Jam and Glam Teresa doll's wig piece because they actually have wigs glued on to their like twisty scalps. So that's why she has the brown in the back. But I took hers off so that I could put more hair into it because it was getting kind of thin. And then I wound up taking off her wig because her wig was coming off and I needed to like, I was trying to like fix her eyes because when you press the button her eyes don't work. But that was because the spring inside her head was all rusted and broken, so there's nothing I can really do. So I wound up boil washing her wig separately, but I thought I would play around with her and see what she looked like with Jam and Glam Teresa's wig on. And so that's that, and I kind of turned her into this, so she's kind of a custom right now. But I will eventually get her her wig glued back on. I remember where I got her from the Goodwill. That's right, I got her from the Goodwill back in 2013. So yeah, and then I got her last year. And then we have Winter Ride Barbie. And I got her from the $1 bin at the flea market back in 2011. And she is really, really pretty. I remember I didn't really like her very much at first because I was so used to the like, let me see, I was so used to the cartoonish like eyes that the dolls had. And with her irises, they're kind of realistic the way they did them. Like, she still has an animated sort of look to her irises, or to her eyes basically. But like her irises had the realistic like lining and everything inside them to make them look more realistic. So I thought that was interesting, but I wasn't really a big fan of her at first. But I eventually warmed up to her, and I can't imagine my collection without her. Her dress is gorgeous, by the way. She has a fully articulated body, and she has these molded ballet slippers that are like pearlescent. And then we have this sad looking Pilot Barbie from 98. So they had one in 97 with the Mackie mold, and then they used the Superstar mold on this one. And I got her in a lot of other dolls on eBay one year. And she had really short hair. That's because she was supposed to have short hair. I decided I didn't like her short hair. Let me see if I can... I decided I didn't like the short hair, so I decided I wanted to customize her. But her face is really, really pretty. If it will focus, there we go. Unfortunately, she does have a stain on her forehead and right there from another doll's dress. So I'm going to have to do that acne cream thing on her face to get rid of those stains. But her hair was really interesting. Like, she had long bits and she had short bits, so I suspected that someone cut her hair. But apparently her hair was supposed to be like that. I popped her earrings out too and put them in another doll, but she still has her ring. But yeah, I think she has a really, really pretty face. I love her like icy blue eyes and her snow-kissed metallic pink lips. Really pretty. I'm not sure what hair color I'm going to use for her, so leave in the comments of this video, because I was thinking of doing platinum blonde like what she had, but making her hair longer, or maybe pink. So should I go blonde or pink on her? I'm not sure. But I really like her. And also, sadly, like shortly after I got her, her neck broke, so, but I repaired her neck. Actually, I'll show that to you. So yeah, her neck wound up getting broken shortly after I got her, but it's fixed now. And she can move around just like she could before. And this one, it took me a while to identify her. I'm just gonna like show you them, some of them up close. But yeah, this is a Sleeping Beauty Barbie. She's supposed to be, she came in the same dress, I believe, as those ones did, but she was just a variant that didn't have the closing eyes. So that was really interesting. And there's actually a Valentine's Barbie, I believe that's from the year after or before, that is basically the same exact doll. She has the same face, the same hair, the same body, skin tone, everything. She just has a different outfit and different earrings. So that was really interesting, but she's some sort of Valentine's Barbie. And I actually thought this one was that one, because whenever I was trying to identify her, I saw the Valentine's Barbie first. And then I saw this. You see how her earring is bitten? Yeah, like it's like squished right there. Somebody like tried to pull, so I thought somebody pulled the earrings out of another doll and stuck them in her. But then I was browsing like Mackie face Barbies from 1998, 1999, somewhere in there, because I could tell she was a late 90s one. And turns out those are her original earrings. She was just a different, there was just two of the same doll. So yeah, she has a fat head because she's jammed down onto her neck. So I need to fix her. And then we have my two tie-dye Barbies. I'm not sure if she was just called tie-dye or tie-dye craze. I don't remember. But I found her at the thrift store back in 2014. And she was wearing that top. And she had some bluish purple pants on. And I wound up body swapping her because her body got really loose and I didn't like it. So I wound up putting her on that body. This is actually a 12 Dancing Princess Genevieve Barbie body. So there's her. And this one was the second one I found. I found her a year after I found that one at the same thrift store. And so she's wearing the spare shirt that you could tie-dye, and she's wearing her pants and her shoes. So she's really great. Then over here we have Very Velvet Barbie. And she was one of my really sad ones. I found her in somebody's garbage that they had thrown out on the side of the, like on the curb or whatever. And there was like various other Barbies in there. They were all like super worn and dirty, and somebody played with these dolls a lot. So I feel really happy I rescued her. She was in such poor condition. But she is looking beautiful now. And then we have my NBA Teresa doll. So she is a basketball player. I have her in this outfit, but I found her at the Giant thrift store last year, I believe. Yeah, I found her last year. And she is really pretty. She actually originally had her hair in a ponytail. But I wound up washing her hair down. I'm probably thinking of like straightening her bangs out and like giving her this sort of hairstyle. See, I'm thinking of that hairstyle for her instead of the bangs. So I don't know. She does have a middle part line, so I can pull that off. So we'll see what happens with that. But she's in mint condition. And this was a doll I got back in 2014. Around Christmas, and she was at a thrift store in her own little bag. She was still on the card too, and with all her accessories. And I think I paid like $3 for her. So yeah, and I wound up washing her hair because I wanted to put her in other outfits and stuff, but I wound up putting her back in her, and I wound up putting her back in her outfit, and I also didn't really like her hairstyle except for this. And so I washed all the gel out, and I combed her, or brushed her hair back, and now she's kind of got a Cinderella sort of hairstyle. But the thing about this doll was I always wanted this one because she was very reminiscent of the, I'm not sure what kind of, whether she's a gold label or what, but she was a doll in the 90s that was called Billions of Dreams Barbie. And I figured, you know, I'm probably never going to get that doll. And this one is very reminiscent of her, even though her color scheme is different, but she has a Mackie face and a big bedazzled gown. So I was like, you know, if I could ever find her, I would be so happy because it would be like I had that doll. So that was one of the reasons I wanted her, was because she wrote, and I actually like her better than Billions of Dreams Barbie because I feel she has a lot more detail than that one. So yeah, I really like her. So yes, that is all of my 1998 dolls. I will be sure to include a link to the 5th installment of my 90s Barbie collection in the description below. So, until next time, thank you guys for watching, and remember to stay true to you.